You would like to be a good person, right? And good people never do anything that we'd call evil, right? Well, studies show otherwise. You may have heard of the Stanford Prison Experiment, where a makeshift prison in the basement of the psychology department at Stanford University caused normal, good kids to physically and emotionally abuse their inmates.
These guys taking this thing a bit too serious.
Or even the bystander effect studies, where supposedly individuals were supposed to be in a group of people, and when one of the members cried out for help and was choking and dying, almost did nothing. So in a lot of ways, it seems like the human race is pretty doomed. Luckily, there is some hope. Philip Zimbardo, the head researcher of the Stanford Prison Experiment, after writing about what he found, wondered if there was some way that individuals could rise above these group trends. As a result, he developed the Hero Imagination Project, developed to helping people become everyday heroes. Before we can dive into understanding how we can become everyday heroes, we have to reconceptualize our idea of heroes. We may have the comic book idea of a superhero as someone who risks their lives and has these superhuman abilities to go out and save the world. Or we have a more modern perspective of heroes in the sense of sports stars or celebrities that we somewhat idolize and put up on a pedestal as great heroes. However, according to Zimbardo, a true hero is defined as someone who acts voluntarily to serve others while knowingly and accepting the risk that their lives and social status are at risk, without the expectation of extrinsic gain. So that's a lot, so let me just break that down here for a second. A hero is someone who volunteers, serves others, accepts the risk, and doesn't expect any gain from it. So the question to each of us is, how do we become everyday heroes? Dr. Scott Allison compares our own quest to become personal heroes with the ancient stories of heroes of the past. One of the things that is congruent throughout most of these stories is that the hero is given some kind of item, something that the hero goes about to conquer his quest with. Joseph Campbell calls this the supernatural aid in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, as a gift from a benevolent being bestowed upon the hero. Now, you are not going to be given some superhero strength or a magic wand that you can cast spells with, but what you can do is develop the attributes of a hero. Now, these attributes are what we're going to call your own supernatural aid. Now, in order to receive your supernatural aid, there are habits that we can form that will help us to become everyday heroes. And these are what those habits are. The very first thing we have to do is to recognize both our personal strengths and our weaknesses. And once we do that, we can know how we can best serve other people. The second habit is to have small acts of kindness every single day. Now, this can be as simple as doing something that without being asked, calling up a friend or a relative, talking to someone who seems lonely. This is essentially the habit of going out of your way to make someone else feel special. Which goes into habit number 3, which is becoming aware of your surroundings. I think sometimes we're so busy in our own mind and our own lives to really notice that there are other things going on around us. So what we should do is take note of other people. Notice the building you're in. Notice of possibilities of things that might occur and how you can best direct people. You don't need to notice every little detail of everything that's going on around you, but it is important that we begin to recognize at least something more than just ourselves or the people that we're with. The fourth habit is probably the most simplest and yet probably the hardest one to do. It is that we simply need to imagine ourselves as a hero in waiting. Someone who will respond in small ways when someone else is in need. One thing you can do is imagine yourself seeing someone on the side of the road who needs help. And imagine yourself what you will do to respond to that person's need. I think what's important about this habit is it actually can make us very deliberate about the situations. We've already made the choice of what we're going to do, and they become automatic as soon as we made that decision. The sixth habit is to do something that goes against your self-image. Some of the most interesting recommendations that I've heard was one, to draw a square on your forehead. And when people ask you about why there's a square on your forehead, just square. And when they tell you to take it off, just see how long you can go without erasing it off your head. Another thing that one guy had done, he wore these bright orange pants to this conference, and it was just totally against something that he's never done before. You don't have to necessarily do any of those things in particular, but try to do something that will kind of get you out of your comfort zone and get you to basically go against what you believe is kind of keeping you in your own little space. that prevents you from standing out. The very last habit is probably the most important, is that is to develop a team around you for a cause that you are wanting to fight for. Or even just something as simple as getting a mentor of someone who you feel will help you along your hero's journey. One of the things that we have to get over is this idea of that really the only thing that person we need to worry about is ourselves, and that other people's business is their own, and you don't need to worry about them. But here's the truth. Humanity is your business, and that's the idea that we need to adapt here to make great things happen, to become everyday heroes. Matt Langdon once said, the opposite of a hero isn't a villain, it's a bystander. So use these habits to stand up, to speak out, and take action when something isn't right. Become more of what this world needs. Everyday people who stand up for what is right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button below if you enjoyed it. And also please hook up on the Facebook group. I'd like to hear from you guys, hear some more. And please leave a suggestion of what you guys would like to hear and talk about in these videos. I look forward to visiting you guys next week and hope to see you soon.